There's a practice in holistic tracking animals, that we call putting on the mind of the animal. This happened the other day when I was tracking. There was a bear that left some prints outside my house, and I put my hands down on the ground next to that trail at my feet, and just imagine I was becoming that bear. What might I be paying attention to as that bear? And when we do that, we activate the storytelling part of our brain, and we activate our senses in a powerful way, because that story brings us into the moment. We do this as kids all the time when we become a superhero, that kind of thing. And when we do this, we're actually perspective, right? We're putting on a particular lens that focuses our awareness towards what that bear or what that headed towards, and it helps us hone in on the trail. Now, the same thing happens in daily life when we put on a perspective, maybe, or we're working towards a part of our vision that we want to manifest, and it could just be an attitude that we're holding. Whatever it is, we're putting on a perspective. That perspective is going to help us focus, ideally, on what's going to help us move towards that goal. But it can also be a limiting factor. It could become a routine or a rut. And you know what happens when you get into a rut? It gets deeper and deeper until you can't really see what's outside of it anymore. And there's just that one thing. So this happened with a client the other day, and we did a really cool exercise where you can actually step back from that. And I invite you to try that. If you find yourself stuck in an attitude or a certain mindset, literally, just imagine that mindset is in front of you and you're stepping back from it and you're observing it. Maybe it's a situation you're in. And this is a technique from neurolinguistic programming, or NLP, where you use this visualization and you just imagine that you're no longer in the scenario or in that pattern, but you're seeing it in front of yourself. And just imagine you're 10 feet away and you're looking at the scenario, and it gives you a little bit of distance from it. And you can put that out as far as you want. Try it at see that scenario from a little bit further away. And it just gives you enough of a distance between yourself, that pure awareness that's inside of you, and that thought pattern, because you're much more than your thought patterns that you hold. So I invite you to try that and just see it from a distance and ask yourself, okay, how does it feel to see this situation from a little bit further away, to not be directly in it? What insights is this bringing me to have this distance? What can I come back to the situation with that might help me navigate this more effectively? Or maybe it's something I want to let go altogether. So these are just a few scenarios, but it shows tracking, right? What we learn from tracking animals is super connected with what we might call inner tracking, because thoughts are patterns. It's just like animals have patterns, our thoughts have patterns. We can track them, and there's things we can do to work with those. So these are things I get into more deeply in my one-to-one mentoring, that fusion of connecting with the nature around us and how that starts to get us connecting with the nature inside of us, and how we can bring more intention and awareness to that process so that we can get clear on those goals that we have, those deep desires we have, those visions that we carry, and how we can start to work with that inner world to line ourselves up so that we can move effectively towards that vision. So try that out. Love to hear in the comments how that goes for you. And if you want to work one-on-one with me and have support to explore these tools to really empower your unique goals and vision, please reach out to me. All right, that's some wild wisdom for today, and be well.